are officially 0%.
Oh my God.
KRZLE.
Yeah. Charles. Yeah. The synopsis just isn't good.
This former independent ranch foreman.
Butterfly kisses.
Oh my God.
This is my favorite part of the show. Welcome back to What Was That Called Again? I'm Thomas.
I'm Will.
And this is a movie game show where I select 3 movies and read their IMDb plot descriptions to Will, who then has to try to match the plot description with the correct title. And then afterwards, he tries to rank the movies based on the star rating on their IMDb pages. And we recently started a new round where I also pick a quote from one of the 3 movies that I have here. And then Will tries to guess which movie that quote came from.
That is slowly becoming my favorite part of the show, because you deliver that in a character of your choosing.
Yeah.
And it might not even be a character that exists. You just do it, and it's so good.
Yeah, I think so far it absolutely is not a character that exists. I actually don't think so far I've used a quote from a movie that I've actually seen.
Oh, it's even better.
Maybe I think I might have once, but anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying that segment as well. It's pretty good.
All right, well, so I'm coming off of a big fat goose egg last week. So let me tell you, this is a new year and new me.
Oh yeah, yeah. This will be officially. This episode should be dropping on New Year's Day, 2024. So
is it? I thought no way.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought this would be like.
Oh wait a minute.
Long after that.
All right. Well, there's an edit because you're right. This.
No, keep this in because I think the listener needs to know that we bank a bunch of these. Thomas has a very busy work schedule. I have a very busy work schedule. So we literally try to do these. We literally recorded last week's episode about 30 minutes ago. so we have a bunch in the bank. We're releasing them every week. We should be like March right now, I think, by this by this recording.
This one will be like early February, I think.
Okay. So it's been a new year for a while. So hopefully 2024 has been good so far. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Who knows what
St. Patrick's Day, whatever's going on.
Who knows where it is? Yeah, the eclipse is coming up. If you get the chance to go to Totality, go see that. I recommend it. I just found out, sidebar, completely unrelated to the show, that you and I, you being younger, we have the opportunity to see 3 total solar eclipses in our lifetime. That's amazing. That's awesome. I saw the first one in my lifetime back in 2017 or whenever that happened. It was amazing. Yeah. I went to Totality. I drove to Totality. It was awesome. It wasn't far away. This one literally passes right over my house. Don't have to go anywhere. It's going to be awesome. And then the one, it's in like 2054, I think, or 2055 or 2045. I think it's 2045. Because I'll be 55. Anyway, I think it's 2045. It passes pretty much along the similar path of the partial eclipse that just happened back in October.
A couple months ago.
Yeah. Like, it goes like over like Oregon and Texas and stuff, but it will be a full solar eclipse. So I'm like, 3. So I have a reason to live to be 55 now. So,
but then after that,
gone. Just right as soon as the sun comes back from behind the moon, just dead. Just
all right. Well,
got my 3. Bye. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. All right, that was completely random, but yeah. So the recording schedule is weird, so we always have to try to remember where we're at. So last episode we updated Begotten and the IMDb saga of its changed synopsis on our attempt to change it. So we don't have an update on that yet because, like I said, we literally just recorded that 30 minutes ago. So as soon as we're going to try again, I think that the goal is to create a IMDb profile, and then we're going to try again and try to get this thing changed in our favor. But if not, the new goal, as we sort of established last episode, is to just add quotes and random trivia from the movie Long Pigs onto IMDb. So we will also update that as well.
I will try to do that, yes.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how this goes. So we're going to start with your first film from 1974.
Ooh, okay.
And your plot synopsis from IMDb reads as follows. A paranoid leisure suit wearing con man slash gigolo
okay.
named Matt Stone seduces lonely women, bilks them of their savings via an investment scam, then kills them. When he begins seeing an attractive widow, her daughter, Tina, becomes suspicious of his motives.
Okay, I'm going to use my catchphrase, this feels familiar. I just don't remember what it feels familiar about, but I remember a movie that we had to re-edit in film school that was about a con man and a widow. And I cannot remember the name of that movie either, so that doesn't help me one bit. But it feels familiar in that sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait.
All right.
Wait. Let me at least try to impregnate this in my memory. So 1975.
74.
Already miscarried. Okay. So 1974. A leisure suit wearing con man slash what?
Con man slash gigolo.
Gigolo, that's what it was. That was the one that threw me. So a leisure suit wearing con man slash gigolo meets a widow
named Matt Stone, seduces lonely women, bilks them of their savings via an investment scam, then kills them. When he begins seeing an attractive widow, her daughter Tina becomes suspicious of his motives.
So Matt Stone, the con man slash gigolo who wears a leisure suit. He seduces women and bilks them of their money. He meets a widow, and whose daughter kills him. I already forgotten. This one's gonna be tough.
Becomes suspicious of his motives.
The daughter becomes the daughter of the widow, who Matt Stone, who seduces women and bilks money while wearing a leisure suit. The daughter of this person becomes suspicious. Okay, 1974. I think I got it. Okay.
Yes.
Next.
All right. Next one, we're going forward 10 years to 1984.
Okay.
This one reads as follows from IMDb. A hitman tries to seduce the mother of a child who witnesses his most recent kill.
Ooh. Wait. Okay. So wait, who seduces it? The child or the mother? Or who seduces it? Who witnesses it?
A hitman tries to seduce the mother of a child who witnessed his most recent kill.
I'm assuming that they mean that the child
witnessed.
The child witnessed it. Okay. I just thought they meant just randomly be throwing out the fact that there was a child. So I thought he was trying to seduce the witness, being that the mother was the witness. And so after she witnessed the hit that this guy did, he tried to seduce her. That's what I originally was thinking. Okay, 1984. No name given. A hitman tries to seduce the mother of a child who witnessed the hit. Okay, seems simple. Okay, doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, straightforward.
Yeah. Next.
And your final film comes from the year 1955.
Is there a hitman involved?
A self-proclaimed preacher marries a gullible widow whose young children are reluctant to tell him where their real dad hid the $10,000 he had stolen in a robbery.
Say that one again.
Yeah. It reads as follows. A self-proclaimed preacher marries a gullible widow whose young children are reluctant to tell him where their real dad hid the $10,000 he'd stolen in a robbery.
This is 1955.
Yeah.
A self-proclaimed preacher.
Yep.
This also sort of sounds familiar. But I also just don't know if it's just how that one Mary Poppins biopic started. That came out of, what was that called again? The one where Tom Hanks plays Disney for like a scene. Oh, I feel like whenever you go to Australia and you see the backstory of that, of like the girl who becomes the writer of Mary Poppins, like her dad died and someone was trying to steal the money. I don't know why that felt that I could be totally wrong on that too. Okay, anyway, sorry. 1955, self-proclaimed preacher. There's also a widow here.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seduce anybody. What does he try to do again? He gets flustered. He gets upset. What happened?
He marries a gullible widow.
Whose
young children are reluctant to tell him where their real dad hid the $10,000 he'd stolen.
You're not my real dad. Okay. Okay. So the self-proclaimed preacher marries a gullible widow whose children will refuse to tell him where their real dad hid stolen treasure. Okay. That sounds fun. Self-proclaimed preacher. That sounds weird, though. Is he really a preacher, or is he just using that because he's trying to woo gullible widows into trusting him? Okay.
That is the question.
So let me try to recap these. I'm going to fail because there's a lot of information in these movies, but they all do have seemingly maybe widows. They also maybe have, they definitely have children involved, children who are getting in the way, those meddling kids.
There are 3 films of suspicious children.
or children who are suspicious of men who maybe are not the best in their ethics or morals. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So the first one was 1974. Thank you for nodding heavily. 1974, a leisure suit wearing con man / gigolo who seduces widows to bilk them of their money, comes across no, he just seduces women, but he enters a relationship with a widow whose daughter is suspicious of his motive, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next one was 1984.
Yes.
Which was about this is the one I thought I remembered. Hold on. Because I keep picturing it taking place in Australia, which I know is not true. This one's about the no, this isn't that one. This is the one you just said. So I don't remember this. 1985. Hold on. This is the one.
4.
That is 84. You're right. 1984. This is the one that I don't remember this one. Tell me again. Sorry.
A hitman tries to seduce the mother of a child who witnessed his most recent kill.
I totally forgot about this movie already. Wow. So 1984, a hitman tries to seduce the widow of a child who witnessed what he did before. Okay. So the child witnessed this hitman do something. I wonder if I mean, clearly you might know, and the listeners definitely probably know, but in my head, I wonder, does the hitman know the child witnessed his actions, and that's why he's trying to seduce the wife?
This might be an appropriate time to say we can do our bonus round, because I have seen 2 of these 3, so you can try to guess which one I have not seen.
Okay. Okay. But that's interesting, because it's like the hitman knows that the daughter or the child saw him kill somebody, so he has to go seduce the mother to try to prevent the child from alerting the authorities or telling somebody, or he doesn't know the child saw him do what he did, and he just happens to be in love with the child's mom. That's interesting. Okay, could be either way. Okay, and then the last one was 1955. A self-proclaimed preacher marries a widow whose children won't tell him where their real dad hid treasure.
Yep.
Okay. Those are some. It's interesting how you can take the concept of like how's the kid going to get in the way, and do 3 different films with it. That's interesting. I still wonder if the self-proclaimed
there's more to go. There's like there's lots more movies that are along these kind of similar lines.
Oh sure, yeah. But it's just interesting to see these 3 side by side. Because I mean the self-proclaimed preacher could still be a con man. So okay, I think I'm ready for the titles.
Alrighty. Well, then your first title you're going to have to work off of is going to be Perfect Strangers.
Oh, see, I do know that title. Perfect Strangers. Perfect Strangers. What is that movie? Perfect Strangers. Oh, is that the first one that I can't remember what that movie was we had to edit. Perfect Strangers. Oh my gosh. 1974. I don't think it was 1974 though, that movie that I had to edit. And I didn't edit the original. We just took the movie already existing and recut it up, just for a class. Perfect Strangers though. Okay, I'm just that one's gonna fester because that does sound really familiar. So you just move on to the next one.
Okay. The second one I'm going to give you is Night of the Hunter.
Oh fuck, that also sounds really familiar. Night of the Hunter feels like the Hitman one. And also feels like a Lifetime movie. Like one of those where like the mom has to decide between her love for this guy who's seemingly too perfect and also her child, Okay. Night of the Hunter, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Is that Meryl Streep? I can't remember now. Okay, and then the last one?
Your last one is Impulse.
See, that does not ring a bell. Impulse. So this is tough because in previous episodes, at least one movie like sticks out to me. Another one sounds familiar. And then if there is a third one that I haven't heard, then I just kind of place it wherever, right? But in this case, there are 2 that I have definitely heard of. Maybe even one that I've seen, if not 2 that I've seen, and then a third one that I have no idea. But I really have no idea where any of these go. So in my logic, which has often failed me, in my logic, I don't know how to place these. Okay, let me try them again. So say the first one again. Say the first title for me.
Yeah. The first
Perfect
one I gave
Strangers.
you, Perfect Strangers.
That's right, Perfect Strangers. Perfect Strangers, Night of the Hunter, and then what was the last one?
Impulse.
Impulse. That's the outlier. Okay. Perfect Strangers. Oh man. That really, if I could just remember the movie that I had to edit. But I don't think it was 1974. I think it was a later movie. I think it was like 90s. But the movie that I initially thought of that I keep getting stuck on in my head. Fuck, what was it called? It was, and who did it have? I think it had John Cusack in it, and I can see her face, and I can't remember her name, but she always plays an evil person. Oh man! And then I can't remember who the third one is, but they were all. It was kind of centered around a racetrack too, and one was a widow, and John Cusack was like a playboy type character. So I didn't really watch the movie. I just had to re-edit it, so I didn't really pay attention. Plus, that was like 10 years ago. But I just remember, like in the trailer, or no, it was in the version. Because I had, that's what it was. The assignment was I had to recut a trailer for the movie using the movie, and in my version of the trailer, and I think maybe even in the original version of the trailer, there's a split screen that's split 3 ways. So you see all 3 characters. But I don't think the third character was a daughter character. So I can pretty much eliminate now that I've seen this movie. But I have heard of Perfect Strangers. And I don't know if Perfect Strangers fits the idea of a daughter witnessing a hit and then a mother and a hitman falling in love, but maybe it does. Maybe it's like a love story. The second title was, say it again. It was
the second one was Night of the
Night
Hunter.
of the Hunter, right? So that one, excuse me, that one. Oh, Night of the Hunter. Is that the preacher one? God damn it. I hate this. This is so bad because I really feel like I've heard of this one. And then the last one was
Impulse.
That one's never going to stick with me. So let me just try to get rid of this one. Impulse. So Impulse, what does Impulse? Are you going on an impulse? So maybe that's not the treasure one with the self-proclaimed preacher. The impulse would be the daughter whose mother, the widow, the daughter is suspicious of the gigolo / con man's motives. Like, right, she's going on an impulse, right? Maybe. Which makes Night of the Hunter the second film with the hitman who's trying to seduce the mother of a child who witnessed his crime. And then Gullible was the last one. What was the last? I can't remember this name at all. Limitless. Gullible?
What?
What was the last title? Sorry.
The last title, Impulse.
Impulse. Gosh, it really escapes my mind. As soon as I say it, it just goes away. Impulse. Is Impulse really? No. Impulse has to be the first one. So there's Perfect Strangers, Night of the Hunter, and Impulse.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean Perfect Strangers is the one with the kids and the real dad's treasure? Dude, this one, I have either seen Perfect Strangers and or Night of the Hunter, or I've not even heard of any of these at all. And they just sound similar to another title. Oh, wow. Okay. I am not confident at all. And I'm coming off of a big fat goose egg too. So, Perfect Strangers. So, I could see Perfect Strangers also being like, no, I can't. Perfect Strangers has to be the self-proclaimed preacher who marries. Yeah, who is married to a widow.
A gullible widow.
A gullible widow, exactly. Gullible. She's gullible. Because the real dad, like, that's why the kids won't. I'm just trying to, like, do my math out loud here. That's why the kids won't tell him about the treasure, is because they know that mommy and new daddy actually don't know each other. The kids don't trust new daddy, right? So, and they know mom's a dumbass, and just they can easily pull the wool over her eyes, or and trick her, and that's what this guy did. So they're air quotes perfect strangers. Maybe I'm not selling myself on that one, because the con man, the gigolo leisure suit wearing gigolo / con man who woos women to bilk them of their money and begins dating, or whatever it was, this widow whose daughter is suspicious of his motives. That one seems like Impulse, but it could also be Perfect Strangers. Damn, dude, this is tough. Okay, I gotta narrow this down. So once again, I have Perfect Strangers. I have Night of the Hunter. Night of the Hunter is still sticking out to me too. And then Impulse. Night of the Hunter. Night of the Hunter really feels like a Lifetime movie. Night of the Hunter. It's like one of those like whenever, I don't know if you remember this, like, Saturday nights or even like Tuesday nights on like CBS or whatever back in the day. Like late 90s maybe. Like they would take a feature film, and then like cut it down for TV, right?
Yeah.
And every time that they would go to commercial break, right, like the title card would come up, and like the announcer would be like, Night of the Hunter will return on CBS, whatever. That's what that feels like. It feels like that. And you said it was Night of the Hunter, or you didn't say, but one of these films is 84.
84, yeah.
And that was the one with the hitman.
Yes.
And I don't feel like a 74 film or a 55 film would be called Night of the Hunter. So I'm going to go ahead and officially lock in the 1984 hitman. What was it again? Seduces?
Yeah.
The widow.
Tries to seduce the mother of a child.
Exactly. Tries to seduce the widow.
Who witnessed his most recent kill.
Exactly. So that one is Night of the Hunter. Locking that in. So that leaves Impulse and Perfect Strangers. Man, I don't want it to just be a coin flip in my head. Right? I want this to be like, I've thought this out. So Impulse doesn't feel like 1955. Impulse feels like 1974 leisure suit wearing con man / gigolo who bilks women out of their money, tries to date a widow whose daughter is suspicious of his activities. I think that's Impulse. I'm going to lock that in as Impulse, which means Perfect Strangers is a 1955 film with a self-proclaimed preacher marries the gullible widow whose children won't tell him where their real dad hid the treasure. And did I get any of those correct?
I am happy to report you did get 1 out of 3 correct.
God damn it! God damn it! Ah!
This has become a weekly thing as of late.
So do I just stay confident with Night of the Hunter and flip the other two? I think I'm going to have to, because I don't... Perfect Strangers. Man, perfect... See, whenever you said Perfect Strangers... and you... Well, no. Whenever you said the synopsis of the first film, and it really like hit me as though I really felt like I've seen this. And then fast forward to you saying Perfect Strangers. Not that I linked the two together, but I at least had the same level of that sounds familiar with both of those elements. So maybe Perfect Strangers is the gigolo. No, I bet it's not. I bet I'm gonna kick myself because I know I feel like now that Perfect Strangers is the hitman. The hitman tries to seduce the widow of a child who saw the kill happen. Do I stick with it? Man, Night of the Hunter. Night of the Hunter. Is that the priest, the self-proclaimed priest? I hate it so much. this agony that I feel inside. Okay. So that means I'm saying that I feel confident in Impulse being the first movie. Night of the Hunter. Night because he's a gigolo, maybe? And he bilks women, so he's like hunting women. Oh, buddy.
This isn't really a hint, but I did want to say it is very funny because one of these three is like a very well-known movie.
Oh, I bet. Probably so.
And the other two are they're lesser known for sure, but one of these three is like a very well-known.
It's either Perfect Strangers or Night of the Hunter, because both of those like rang hardcore bells in my head. But the problem is that I probably clearly have either seen them and forgotten them completely or never seen them.
Yeah, I know. That's what's great about your condition.
Yeah, thanks. Condition. Yeah, I like that term. It's in all medical textbooks. Okay. Gosh. Okay. See, right now I'm struggling with, and I apologize for the listener, because I'm sure you're like, God, just get to the point. This is probably the longest I've struggled with titles in a while. But my internal struggle is which one of these do I stick with? Because clearly I got one correct. But I don't know which one I should keep. Night of the Hunter. Okay, let me just try to, like, my other tactic in the beginning of our show back in the early days was that I would try to, like, get in the mindset of, like, a distributor or some kind of marketing team. So let me try that tactic again. Not that it worked in the beginning, but it's all I've got left. So
yeah,
Night of the Hunter, that feels very like I want to grab the attention of a viewer, of a potential viewer, and bring them, like, right in. Like, this sounds like, intense. This sounds, which is why I kind of went with The Hitman, the 1984 film, because one, he's a hitman, so hunter. I figure maybe he operates at night. I don't know. Makes sense. But also, it sounds action-packed, action-y, right? Or at least more intense. The Impulse, as far as a marketing thing goes, it doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't really say anything. And then Perfect Strangers doesn't say anything either. So I think I'm going to have to stick with 1984 being Night of the Hunter. And then I'm going to flip Impulse and Perfect Strangers. I'm going to say that Perfect Strangers is the most famous film here, probably, and is the 1974 gigolo con man, that one who bilks money out of women, and the daughter of this widow he's trying to date is suspicious. And then I'll say Impulse, which doesn't make any sense. I'm probably going to regret this, is the 1955 or self-proclaimed priest who marries a gullible widow and whose children won't tell him where their real dad hid the treasure. I'm locking it in. That's all I've got. Tell me I go to 0. God damn it.
I love the confidence.
Thank you.
Well, that did put you at a 0 out of 3. So somewhere out there's someone listening who's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
They're just saying, you fool.
Because 1955's Night of the Hunter.
Damn it. Like, that one's the most famous one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know, that's what I felt like. I'm saying this now, totally going against what I just said for the last 30 minutes. But whenever you would describe that one, I don't know why it, like, made me think of that it wasn't Mary Poppins, but it was the Mary Poppins author biopic movie or whatever it was. And it's not set in Australia, is it?
I never watched it.
Okay. Oh, well, that ruins that game then. Thanks. I wanted my one bonus point, and I was trying to guess that. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why, but I guess it's because it was just famous. I don't know. My logic is never sound, so I don't know why that sparked that memory. But, man, Night of the Hunter. It's probably got some famous actors in it too, I bet. And it's probably by a famous it's by a famous director too. And I think I have seen this. Go ahead.
I would have guessed that would be one that you may have seen in film school.
It's like a Sam Peckinpah movie or something like that.
Well, I'll circle back to
okay.
some details about the movies. The 1984 one is Perfect Strangers. The hitman who tries to seduce the mother of a child.
Damn it.
And that was 1974 as Impulse.
Is that at least a TV movie? Did I at least get any part of that logic right?
No.
Damn it. No. But I had Impulse at the beginning.
In fact, I think there is a different movie called Perfect Strangers that may be the one you've heard of, because I would be shocked if you had heard of this one. This one is not very well.
I will submit to the court that I have heard and seen the other film. Yes.
Yeah, this one is not very widely seen. So yeah, I would have been surprised. Before I go into any details about the movies, I wanted to go ahead and get the go to our segment where you guess the ranking of the three movies.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. Night of the Hunter. I think I can almost see that like Criterion box or whatever. I know it's like a famous artwork too. Okay. Now I'm going to say Night of the Hunter is probably number one easily. Easily 7 to 8 range. Impulse, just based on you telling me that few people have seen this. No, that was probably, sorry, Perfect Strangers.
Both of them are. I think I don't have it pulled up in front of me right now, but I think both of those movies on IMDb have under 1,000 user ratings.
Really? Okay.
I believe so.
Okay, how about this? So, Perfect Strangers, I'm going to put last. And here's my reasoning. I have a personal reason for this. One time, I tried to rent the movie The Descent. And there's
the story.
There's there's a similar film titled Descent. Yes. And I rented that one. And I knew what The Descent was sort of about. And I sort of expected definitely a certain element of horror to it, a certain level of intensity to it. And I watched Descent, and it lacked all of that. And I was upset. I was like, why do people like this movie? Like, why are people talking about this movie so fucking much? Now imagine if I went on IMDb and rated The Descent based off of my viewing of Descent. I'm going to give that logic to Perfect Strangers, and that because there's a movie with another, at least similar sounding title out there, I'm going to say that one got ranked the lowest because people were just upset about it. Which means Impulse is number 2. So that's Night of the Hunter, Impulse, Perfect Strangers. And I'm going to say between like, the range is probably pretty tight, I would say. So I was going to say like mid 6 to mid 7.
That's your spread for all three of them?
Yeah.
Mid 6 to mid 7. Okay. I think you flip-flop 2 of them. So Night of the Hunter is the highest.
Okay.
Perfect Strangers, and then Impulse. That's the order. So Night of the Hunter has an 8.0 on IMDb at the time of recording.
Okay, that's a 7 to 8, yeah.
Perfect Strangers has a 5.4.
Oh, wow.
And Impulse has a 4.9.
Oh my, it's a big drop. That's a big spread. Okay, yeah, I was really wrong on that one.
Yeah, so Impulse from 1974. Currently, I could not find it anywhere streaming or anything like that. I found out about this movie because there is a Grindhouse releasing Blu-ray that's coming out at the time of recording. It's coming out soon. And I actually pre-ordered it because I do want to see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It stars William Shatner as Matt Stone.
Matt Stone.
Yeah. And has this, I believe the mother is played by Ruth Roman, who was in the Alfred Hitchcock movie Strangers on a Train.
Okay.
This movie is directed by this guy, William, I'm going to guess his name is pronounced William Greffe, who is kind of a exploitation filmmaker. I've seen one of his other movies, which my girlfriend would wince at the mention of. It's called Stanley, and it's a snake movie. And there is some animal violence in the movie.
Oh, my. So
it was not received very well here in my household. He also directed Jaws knockoff movie called Jaws of Death.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where
prolific
Impulse
director is
from.
what you're saying.
Yes. The Stanley disc from Vinegar Syndrome had a great special feature where he had a Q&A screening at the New Bev. Stanley screened at the New Beverly. I thought that was great.
Oh, that's interesting.
Perfect Strangers from 1984 has a Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray, which I own, and that's how I saw this movie, because it is not streaming anywhere. I looked on YouTube. It's not on YouTube. It is from director Larry Cohen, whom listeners may know if they don't recognize the name. He directed like
sounds familiar.
The It's Alive trilogy, Cue the Winged Serpent,
Oh.
God Told Me to, The Stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great movies. Like lower budget, but like very, very well done.
Yeah.
At the same time, yeah, I love Larry Cohen. Not one of my favorite. Perfect Strangers is not one of my favorites of his movies, but it was still worth watching for sure. And Night of the Hunter. I'm sure there are listeners who probably think you're very dumb for missing that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason why this show exists, just because of that.
I was hesitant to pick that one, but I thought, man, it'll be funny because I bet he won't catch that title. So I just thought it'd be great. It is the one and only movie ever directed by actor Charles Laughton, and it stars Robert Mitchum, Shelley Winters, and Peter Graves. And it is currently, at the time of recording, it is in the Criterion Collection, I will say.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, it is streaming for free on Tubi, Freevee, and Pluto.
Nice.
It is not on the Criterion channel, but you can get the Blu-ray. There may be even a 4K re-release of it. I don't know, but absolutely check it out. I would probably get some shit for it, but I personally think it's like 3/4 a perfect movie.
Oh, really?
I think the last quarter of it like hits a wall at a certain point, but the first like 3/4 of it are very tense and amazing. With that, we can move on to our quote.
We can't.
For the evening.
Once I want to add, I want to go back and just say that the movie that I was thinking of with John Cusack and other people that I couldn't name either. I just want to say the female character was Angelica Houston, and then the other female character was Annette Bening, and it's called The Grifters.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I've never watched it.
It was decent, but again, I mainly just am familiar with it because of editing class. It is from 1990. So anyway, I just wanted to get that out there. Okay, yeah. So now it's time for the quote.
Glad, I hope you feel better.
Not even. Nope.
Do you feel embarrassed? Actually, really sidebar, really quick. Do you feel embarrassed about Night of the Hunter?
No. And here's why.
Okay.
It's because I'm an idiot. And I know that going into this, it would be one thing if like I was super good at knowing movies, but I know that I'm not. But it really did. I know I do say this, one, way too often, and two, almost every episode. It really did sound familiar whenever you described it. And then
I bet.
And then whenever you, because like I said, for some stupid reason, like visually, I just got the image of like there's this, I can't remember that, I should look that up too, the name of the Mary Poppins biopic, but I'm not going to. But for some reason, like, immediately triggered that visual memory, and maybe there's like a similar scene with like kids running into a house. Anyway, and then you said the title later on in the episode, and I was just like, oh fuck, that really feels familiar. But I think I said like made for TV movie or something.
Yeah. Yes, you did.
Like Lifetime movie. So that might be the only part that I'm embarrassed about. But no, I mean, I know that I'm stupid when it comes to this stuff, because that's why we have this show. If it wasn't for that, then we wouldn't have this show. So I can't say I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I do want to.
I expected
one other thing on that really fast before we go on to the quote for the evening. I remember a few years ago looking up a list of like the best movies in the Criterion Collection. It was like some website that ranks like, oh, the best movie number one, like it ranks, the Criterion.
But just
movies.
the Criterion, yeah.
But like the top 10 best movies in the Criterion Collection or whatever. Night of the Hunter was number one on that list.
Wow.
And that was when I bought it. Yeah, I blind bought it off of that, and I've watched it twice.
Again, me not being familiar with the movie is nothing to say with the quality of the movie.
Yep. And with that, we can go on to our quote for the evening. And I will act it out for you. I will say that this one is an even shorter quote than last week's. But I will give you my performance. All right.
Okay. Oh yes. So I literally almost forgot that you have to do this in character.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. And the quote is as follows.
Action.
Here, hold my hot dog.
Oh, bravo, sir. Bravo. The character choice, the delivery, the line selection, all just 10 out of 10. You knocked that one out of the park. What was it? Hold my hot dog?
Yes.
I'm speechless.
Here, comma, hold my hot dog.
Here, hold my hot dog. I hope it was delivered as slow and dry as that as well.
I hope so too.
Oh, so you haven't seen this? Oh, so I just pulled it out of you. That was a trick of mine. But now I'm trying to remember which one you said you didn't see, because I really forgot what one you said you didn't see.
That doesn't mean that I didn't see it.
Oh.
I could have said that and I had seen it, or I could have said it and I don't remember that line. I did Parallax View, remember? And I don't remember that line that was in Parallax View that I read at all.
Damn it. Okay. Well, but truly, I can't even remember what one you said you didn't see. Shit.
That's funny too.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Here, hold my hot dog. Is that something a gigolo would say? Is that something a hitman would say? Or is that something that a self-proclaimed preacher would say? I think in all instances, that is troublesome. Oh, here, hold my hot dog. Why would someone pull this and put it online? Okay. I don't even care if
I don't know. I want to say really quick that whenever you go onto IMDb and you look under the quotes, there are a lot of these that are like the quote that I'm putting in quotation marks will be like dialogue between two people. This one is just a line that is by itself. This was not like in IMDb's quote section.
No context at all. It's
like
just
there was not a conversation. This was just one piece of dialoge that was listed. Yes.
Okay. That's the whole scene. The whole scene is just here, hold my hot dog. Okay. Okay. I almost at this point don't even care what movie this is from because this being in any movie in cinema history is amazing. So I'm just gonna, just for shits and giggles, I just hope it's Night of the Hunter. I just really hope that this cinema classic, this Criterion masterpiece, that there's at least, a few frames of celluloid out there that have here, hold my hot dog.
Robert Mitchum saying, here, hold my hot dog.
Be a Mitchum man.
To a child.
Here, hold my hot dog. Well, I mean, maybe he's like, maybe that's what he's trying to do, is like he's trying to, get this information about the money that was stolen, this treasure, and he's just trying to win over the child and be like, here, hold my hot dog. Like here, like if you tell me, like, it just sounds so wrong.
Yes.
Here, I mean, because okay, I will try to actually play the game here. It doesn't feel like Impulse. It doesn't feel like Impulse because I feel like, well, I mean, maybe it is actually, but I feel like a gigolo wouldn't say that. And there's no one else. I mean, this could be a throwaway character in the movie too. Who knows who this is? But I feel like maybe that those. I don't feel like hot dogs come into the conversation of the characters of Perfect Strangers. Impulse. I'm I know it's not Night of the Hunter, but I'm just going to say Night of the Hunter. Because here's why. Here's why I'm saying Night of the Hunter. Either one, it is Night of the Hunter, and that's going to be fucking amazing, and I'm going to laugh my ass off. Or two, it's not Night of the Hunter, and I still laugh because I thought it was Night of the Hunter. So I win. Personally, this is a personal win either way. Night of the Hunter. There we go.
That's all you have at this point.
That's all I have at this point.
It is delivered by Mr. William Shatner in the movie Impulse.
That's amazing. Okay.
As Matt Stone.
Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Here, hold my hot dog.
Whenever I get this Blu-ray, whenever I find that part of the movie, I gotta send you a video of it.
Here, hold my hot dog. That was written for William Shatner, and this is in 1974.
Yeah.
So this is after everyone's very familiar with William Shatner at this point. Like he's not like a known he's not like just a random background actor who got like a lead role. He's a familiar face. There are literally masks being made of him that are then used for other films that spawn a whole franchise. And this guy said, "Here, hold my hot dog." That's awesome. I kind of want. Okay, so how about this? We haven't seen, yes, but you specifically have not seen this scene where "Here, hold my hot dog" is mentioned, and you have no context to this.
No. So
let's just assume, like you said, that this isn't a conversation. That's why IMDb only lists this as a solitary line. So what is the scene in whatever movie? It doesn't matter in the movie anymore. We just need to write a scene where the only thing spoken before cutting to the next scene is "Here, hold my hot dog."
Okay.
I'm picturing a bus stop. I don't know why. And I don't mean like I don't mean bus. Well, maybe I do. But I wasn't picturing bus stop like city bus, side of the road, sidewalk, bench, and a awning type bus stop. I'm picturing like a bus station, like Greyhound cross country, like middle of New Mexico. It's the only stop for miles type thing, and there's a bus that comes through like once a day, and that's the only thing that comes in and out of this little place. And there just happens to be like a gas station, a half working restroom, and a hot dog vendor. That's it. So what happens?
I wasn't picturing that at all.
Okay, well that's fine. So what were you picturing? Whenever you hear "Here, hold my hot dog," what do you picture?
So I think Mr. Matt Stone is up to some obvious nefarious business, given the synopsis that we have for the film. And I imagined being the quality of picture that we have to work off of with this, that it was going to be like, it wasn't going to be that extravagant. And yes, I'm saying a bus station with hot dog vendor is extravagant. I think that they're literally at a baseball game with, so he's like,
no offense to any baseball fans out there.
He has the widow and her daughter, and they're at a baseball game, and he literally has a hot dog that he got at the baseball game. But he's gonna go. He's like up to whatever weird business he's doing. So he sees something. I don't know. Maybe this is what we need to come up with. He sees, and he just like says to like the kid, like, "Here, hold my hot dog," and he hands the kid the hot dog and gets up and goes off.
What I was doing is I was just writing a whole different film. But you are actually keeping it within this movie. So I like your approach better here. Okay, so Matt Stone is at a baseball stadium, and he just got his hot dog, put some relish on it. The widow is standing there. So who does he hand it? He hands it to the daughter?
Yeah.
So whenever you describe this, I pictured the daughter being older, like an adult. But so you're
Well,
picturing her being younger.
I've seen the trailer, so I know how old she is. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so okay, that's fair.
Or like an idea.
How about just for funsies? It'd be hilarious if she was older, like an adult. Like she just took like this guy.
She's like 20.
Yeah, I was even thinking like 30. I don't even know, but like, but yeah.
So 1974, William Shatner is like
he's going for the older cougar.
Seducing this. This
well, he has to build
55-year-old.
Yeah, because what I was thinking, and listen, I understand that I'm wrong here. I'm not saying this is what it really is. I'm just saying, initially, I assumed that the gigolo was younger and that he went after older women who had money from their spouses dying after a long life of investments or whatever, right? So I did picture the daughter being like nearly his age. But okay. So let's erase all my stuff. I like your idea. Baseball game, baseball stadium. He's taking the mother and the younger daughter, the child, to the game. You saying he hands it to the child?
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Because he gets distracted because of a potential target or a potential. I like that though. I like that he's there to try to. Win over the affection of both of these people, but specifically maybe even trying to prevent the child from having, doubts about his motives. He's really trying to connect with them and seem like he's he's a legit person. He's really invested in this relationship. So he's like, let's all go out as a unit to the American pastime. I like that. And then I also like the idea that all it takes is a fleeting moment of that person has on an expensive hat. That lady has on an expensive hat. Maybe I could temporarily
get the ball rolling on the next.
Exactly. Yeah. Here, hold my hot dog. And then he just shoves it in the kid's chest and walks off.
Not even looking, just shoves while looking still at the other woman.
His eyes are locked on that expensive hat. And he just here, hold my hot dog. Yeah. No emotion even, just dry. Okay. So now we've got the general idea of the scene.
Here,
but
hold my hot dog. Like how Shatner would say it.
Was that Ringo?
Here, hold my hot dog.
That was a great moment. Okay, so yes, so we have the general idea of the scene, but now let's go through the entirety of this scene, keeping in mind that the only thing that is said is "Here, hold my hot dog." So, if there's other bits of information, it can maybe be background actors talking or what, the general chatter of the stadium, right? But we have to set how does the scene start? What's the middle point? And then we know that the ending point is here, hold my hot dog, shove in chest, walk away. So let's paint this picture.
It's just a little. He gets the hot dog. There is actually the hot dog guy, and he's like, yeah, I'll take one, and he gets the hot dog. But then they sit down.
Sorry. So wait. So have all three of them gone to the hot dog vendor, or just him and the daughter?
No, this is the guy that walks.
They just walks around. Hot dog, get your hot dog.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So he takes it. The guy gives him the hot dog,
so
and then
the game is happening. Not only is there a hot dog, and he's supposed to be in his little bubble with these three people, but the game is happening, and he still is distracted by this hat that's 3 bleachers away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
he
sits down with the hot dog in his hand. And maybe he he takes one bite out of it or something.
Not even that. I'm saying it's one of those things where he goes to close up on teeth are indenting the skin of the hot dog. It's that close to a bite before he pauses, and then he takes it. He stops mid bite. That's how close he is to being in the moment. And then all of a sudden, wherever he turned his head to take that bite, to to like make sure that the relish and the mustard didn't drip. Like he had to like tilt his head just right. Maybe the hot dog vendor guy like moved out of the way, and there was the hat, and we see that POV shot of like the lady sitting like 3 sections away with the hat, and he just like pulls it back out and is, here, hold my hot dog.
See, I was picturing he actually takes the first bite, and he kind of chews a little bit, and he like looks over at the daughter and the widow mom, and like kind of like with disdain, and they're enjoying the game, so they don't even notice, right?
Yeah.
And he's still kind of chewing.
I like how they're the baseball fans.
He looks up and like stops chewing, but he's got like the cheek full of hot dog still kind of, but he stops chewing and he's like, here, hold my hot dog, and shoves the rest of it at the kid and gets up and walks off.
Max, where are you going? Max. That's the next scene. Okay.
Matt.
Oh, Matt. Sorry, Matt. Yeah, Matt. Matt, where are you going? Okay. No, I like all of that because originally I was picturing like they seventh inning stretch. They went to like the concession stand, busy crowd. Because I wasn't even giving the guy as much disdain for the moment as you are, where he's just like he's like, so okay, so now we almost, this is going long, I know, but we almost have to back up. So how does this scene start? We said that the hot dog guy is like coming down, like the rows or whatever. So it's like what mood or what like what's going on that Matt wants a hot dog, other than just simply I'm hungry, right? So maybe this is like the scene before, right? I need to know like what Matt is doing, that he's sitting there. Like, where are we at in the game? Like, has the game started yet? Has the game been going?
Yeah. I think so. I think he's like, it's almost like, I don't know how to describe it. I'm not going to phrase this very well, but it's like he's almost like whenever a child, like you need something to like, it's almost like he doesn't want to be there, and he's like, it's like this one
fidgety
thing to like kind of separate himself from like the moment in a way. I don't know how to describe what I want to say.
The hot dog is an escape. Wait. Okay, hold on. Let's try to connect it into the con man side of his element, because we end the scene.
Hot dog is an escape.
That's an American biography book somewhere out there. The hot dog is an escape. Episode title. So Matt is, like you said, like this is like third or fourth inning, and for some reason the widow and the daughter are like massive baseball fans. So they're in the game, like you said. They're and he's just there. He said, "Yeah, let's go to the game and have a good time," right? Knowing deep down he hates baseball, right? Like he's just like, football is so much better. Baseball is so slow, boring. But he's really trying to convince this mother that he is, in this for the long haul, because that's how he knows he's going to get the money, right? So he's sitting there for several innings, and he just keeps, almost like one of those things where we get to see from his point of view, kind of like what his not quite ADD attention is trying to focus on. It's everything but the game, So like he's like kind of like zooming in on like conversations in other sections, that kind of thing. But he's analyzing the whole situation as if how would like he handle, like what would he be doing? So he sees across the way, he sees a young couple, and they're kind of flirting in the stands. So that like sparks his gigolo mindset, and it's like, how would he flirt, right? And then all of a sudden something else captures his attention, and it's some guy yelling or whatever, and with his buddies, and they're all placing bets about some some asinine thing, like the pitcher's gonna, look twice at first base before he throws it, and so that like triggers his con man brain, and he's like thinking about how he would, do that. But then the hot dog guy comes into view. Like he just like interrupts one of those, vignettes that Matt is focused on. And suddenly Matt is just like, like you said, he needs something to like take him out of this. Like he needs something to like focus on, because he's just so like, scatterbrained or whatever. And then like as he watches the hot dog guy for a couple sales, maybe he even starts to picture himself like, how could I con people out of with hot dogs? This guy's always thinking about how to play the game, right? I could use my gigolo suave, my flirtatious whatever, my connection with people to sell hot dogs. But
so this is the hot dog con.
It's the escape, yes. Yeah, but so he's doing that. So the only reason he goes through with calling the hot dog vendor over, right, is because he kind of wants to one-on-one see what this guy's tactic is, right? Like, how is this guy going to sell me this tube of meat in a soggy bun to make it sound like it's great? Like, he kind of wants to, see what his game is. Not to say that the hot dog guy is a con man, but it's still a salesman, right? He still has to convince you with confidence that this is a good product to buy, right? So Matt, he doesn't say anything. He just stands up and does like one of those, like, finger point, head nod type thing. The hot dog salesman comes up, right? We kind of hear the conversation off to the side a little bit. Matt sits back down, almost kind of not stunned or surprised, but just satisfied with the pitch he just got, because he clearly bought the hot dog, right? It worked on him. He's like, holy shit, like that guy is good at what he does, right? And then, like you said, he takes that first bite. He's now focused on this. The hot dog is the escape. First bite, half a chew, glances over, sees really nice, fancy lady sitting kind of by herself in a section with a big hat, real fancy dress or whatever. I don't know what people wear to baseball games, clearly. And that's whenever he says, hold my hot dog. Here, hold my hot dog. And he just like pushes it to the girl and gets up and walks away. That's the whole scene. That's it. No actual dialogue. That is the whole scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the homework is to go watch this movie, and just like with the
Midnight
Express, we're going to see how accurate, not how wrong, how accurate we were with describing that scene. Okay.
Yeah, I'll report back in like a couple months or whenever I don't know when that Blu-ray comes out. It's limited to like 2,000 copies or something. I got
one of 2,000,
and it's going to be autographed by the director too.
Autographed. Not only is it autographed, not only is it limited, but it also has the line, "Here, hold my hot dog."
Hold my hot dog.
Yeah. All right. What was that called again?